Good night, everyone. It's a pleasure to have you here for this MOOC exercise for the course of English for teaching purposes from Coursera, free online course from the world's top universities. And this MOOC is held by the Universitat Autònoma de Barcelona. And we are going to deal here with the political science. My name is Jacques Pires, and I'm going to be your instructor. In the topic of today about political science, I chose to speak about the Pasadena scandal, which involved the petrol company in Brazil. And as you can see, it was widely spread around the world in Reuters and BBC, Washington Post, and every respected news in the whole world announced this, which was it was the biggest scandal in the world recently. I don't have news about any other billion-dollar scandal in this year of 2014 and 2015. So as you can see here, Petrobras billion-dollar scandal behind the chaos of Brazil's biggest company. Actually, we are speaking about the state-controlled company. It's a monopole and it belongs to the government, and as such the government does whatever it wants with that company. It is widely used for financing campaigns and to get money out from corruption and overpriced contracts and all sort of illegal things that they use to do there. Well, let's talk about the Pasadena scandal, right? The Pasadena scandal is an oil refinery from Texas in the United States, and it was sold to a Belgian company by $42.5 million. I will repeat, $42.5 million. That was the price which a Belgian company bought the oil refinery from Pasadena. Well, 1 year later, Brazil came on and throughout the Petrobras, the state company, and bought the Pasadena, half of it. But to buy this half, the Brazilian government throughout the Petrobras paid $360 million. Exactly. The Belgian company bought it for $42.5 million, and the Brazilian government in the following year bought the same refinery for more than 8 times the value of it. But it didn't buy the whole, it bought only half of the company. But included in the package there was a contract in which they they compromised themselves in buying the other half if the Belgian company gave up, didn't want to stay with the other half of the company anymore. And of course that they gave up of the other half as soon as they could, and they got another $820 million in this deal, in this business. And after all, the Brazilian had to spend $1.18 billion. That's really a lot of money. This is our president at the time, which was President Lula, and as you can see, it's petrol in his hands, but nevertheless his hands are dirty. And here is the actual president of Brazil, Dilma Rousseff, from the same political party, and they share a very intimate relation. Some people say that President Lula is still governing Brazil throughout Dilma Rousseff, and she was one of the directors who decided to buy the Pasadena oil company refinery by that time. Well, this is a Brazilian magazine, and she's usually on the news because of that scandal, because following that, it was like a snowball, and following that scandal there was various other scandals, and as you can see, it resulted in a lot of problems with the justice of Brazil. Nevertheless, in Brazil, there is something that in other countries is called, in economy, you call sticky prices or sticky jobs. When you have a lot of regulations that makes it very difficult to rise prices, or sticky jobs when there are several laws which makes it difficult for those people to lose their jobs, and protective deals which are not advisable for any free economy in which the market should work according to Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nation. You remember all that. As you can see here, the scandal still goes on, but the popularity of the President Dilma is now at 8% and falling, but she has a sticky government in Brazil. All politicians are very difficult to lose their mandate, or they are going to stay probably another 4 years. She's been reelected, and she held the scandal until after she could manage to put the scandal to after the election, so that she was reelected, and now she's raising taxes to pay a debt of 1,200,000,000 debt only in the Pasadena deal by Petrobras. Thanks very much for watching this. I hope you like it, and I see you next time. Goodbye. That's it for today.